professionals actually putting in the work and giving you all you need to know and tracking that weather as it continues to fall. I loved your perspective in the earlier hour about the roads, and we'll talk about that a little later on. But some schools and those closings are just starting to come in. So let's take a look at that, because we've got Fauquier and Culpeper County Public Schools both closed tomorrow. Shenandoah County Schools running right now on about an hour and a half a delay. And of course, you can stay up to date on all these closings and delays. Head to our website, fox5dc.com. I imagine, Mike, as we start to get into the overnight hours, we're going to start seeing more of these schools push back their entrance.
More than likely.
Yeah.
I think as we get deeper in, you'll see the temperatures start dropping. Snow's still going to fall. And in fact, it may get worse before it gets better. Well, it oftentimes gets worse before it gets better when we talk about snow here in D.C. But we will eventually get there. So let's go ahead and review some of those totals that we've had so far. And a lot of these were updated about 1, 2 o'clock this afternoon. So they're going to need some updating here in the hours ahead. And we typically get those climate reports within the next hour or so. Bethesda, nearly an inch. That is where we are here at Fox 5. Reston, 1.5 inches of snow has come down. Elkridge up in Maryland, nearly an inch. Centerville, 0.5 inch. Reagan National, we are watching this closely because it has been 727 days. Second longest streak ever at Reagan National Airport of less than 1 inch of snow. We do think that record breaks before today is done. Now, one thing that may have surprised you, snow came in sooner than expected here across the D.C. region. Expected to continue tonight and right on into early tomorrow morning. Mostly light stuff. It's been pretty fine all day today, and that's why a lot of the more major, well-traveled roadways have been okay much of this afternoon. The cars moving along them and the fact that they're treated has kept the temperatures at the surface at least elevated enough that it's not piling on at the moment. Down to the south, closer to Richmond, that's where they're getting some heavier bands of snow, a little bit more difficult if you're traveling south on I-95 right now. Big picture, and you can see snow's not done yet. In fact, maybe a little bit of a lull in the action out to the west at the moment, but down to the south and west across Tennessee, Kentucky, that's sort of the main wave that's going to come our way. And we think between about 8 p.m. and midnight, likely when it's steady once again here in the D.C. region, and that's our best shot at putting down an additional, in some spots, 2-3 inches of snow by the time things are said and done. Futurecast 5:30, you can see how it fills in just a little bit more. Some breaks in the action here and there. That's common with a light snow pack like this one. Occasionally you get some dry air intrusion, but in other areas it fills back in. It goes right on until 10, 11 o'clock tonight. And again, that portion of it is likely when we do much of our accumulation. Now, scattered snow showers and flurries could go right into the early morning and early afternoon hours tomorrow before the system pulls away. It is not a big time snow, but it's sort of a persistent light snow that can cause just as many problems in a lot of areas. Futurecast putting down an additional 2.5 inches in D.C., 3 for Gaithersburg, 3.8 there for Baltimore. Again, our biggest snow in 2 years, absolutely, by the time this thing is said and done. And yes, you've already seen the closings, the delays starting to roll in. I do think that list gets bigger as we get into the late evening hours tonight. Got to watch these temperatures closely. Right now, they're marginally below freezing. Lots of 20s out there. Baltimore 29, Manassas 28, Washington 30 degrees, where you start to worry about even treated surfaces getting a little icy and a little nasty when temperatures get below 26 degrees Fahrenheit. And as we get into the later evening hours tonight, folks stop driving on the roads, right? That is likely when things are going to cool down and get slick out there. So likely have an impact on tomorrow, Marina. We'll keep you updated on it here in the Weather Department.